Okay, I'm on a boat. It's a real live boat. Anyways, let's talk about dating in the 90s. Okay. Now, I know some of y'all, you wasn't even born back then, or you might have just been born because of dating in the 90s. That don't make no. Does that make that kind of makes sense? Yeah. If people was fornicating and whatnot. Anyways, I want to tell you a story. Okay, so check it out. Check it out. I don't know what the angle on this thing, and we have got to do something about them under neck hairs. Anyways, good God, son. The reason the angle is so weird is because I'm at my stand up desk. Because I like to stand on account of I don't really exercise. So standing is my exercisation. Let's get physical, physical. Let me hear your body. You probably don't want to hear my body talk. Okay, so in the 90s, when I was dating, I was a young man's, probably in my 20s, and I would drive a Geo Metro. It was a five, at least it was the 5 speed. And and then it was aqua blue metallic. That was the color. Now that car, as humble as it was, it had a beautiful exterior. hmm And when I would go on dates and stuff, sometimes ladies would say one or two things. They would often say, "I love riding in your car. I love the color of this car." It's a Geo Metro. It has 3 cylinders. Some people say three like that. Not really. And damn, you better wash your hands, boy. And and then some ladies, because you're doing the stick shift like this and like that, you got to roll those gears. I don't think you in the Gran Turismo, but you in the Geo Metro. There's a difference. And I remember this one lady friend. She said, "Oh, I like how you hold that stick." Like a horse. I was surprised. I was like, "What you thinking about?" Because I know what I'm thinking about. But we didn't do no crazy stuff. But what happened was, okay, so okay, if you want to hear the rest of the story, get the like button. Uh, uh, UFO T-shirt. Okay, we gonna get into it. Oh wait, we gotta get the hair right. Gotta do that right. The hell, son. It's all lopsided. Okay, anyways. So, I was working. Okay, so I was going to college, doing the right thing. And it was community college. And back then, you could work at Jack in the Box and pay, well, 2 jobs, Jack in the Box and Chuck Wagon. And you could pay your way through 2 years of college, community I went to college. I like that. And so you could do that back then. The costly thing was books. My God. I mean, college was about $200. Just one semester or one quarter or whatever it was. But you could do it. But the books you had to buy, it was ridiculous. Ridiculous. It was about $1,000. And for a while I had saved those books, but when I would look at them, I didn't like them no more. Like a few years later, I looked at them and I said, "I don't like you. I paid for you and you gave me Jack in the Box. So I'm working 2 jobs. One of them is Jack in the Box. And we was always working the night shift. And and one of the things you'll notice about restaurants, and when you work in a restaurant, not a Michelin, nothing like that, just something that works very efficiently, like a fast food restaurant, is or the chuck wagon, is that there will be lulls in the customer needs. And then everybody around you starts singing, dancing, laughing, joking, telling stories. And all the whole while, you're like cleaning things and doing this and that and sweeping and just working. Working! Talking about working class. We can get some Golden Dragon. Golden Dragon. Man, you look terrible, son. You look a fine mess. Should I? I'm on a boat. Yep, that's Golden Dragon. Excuse me. So anyways, I'll tell you about a lady friend. Well, I had a few. Ain't trying to brag. It was almost accidental because I was a dork. Well, I still am. Or a nerd or a geek or whatever that is. And you name it. Okay. But what happened is like, we would get off work at like midnight, okay? And clean up the grill, do all this. And then one or two of the ladies would need a ride home. Now, no, don't get your mind out the gutter, son. This ain't no inappropriate message, but there is a funny part about a police officer. At least my lady friend thought it was funny. Good God, son! Every time I try to tell a story, I blame Golden Dragon. So, anyways, I ain't gonna say no names. I can't remember this lady's name anyway. But we used to close out the store together. And then I would give her a ride home, or I would give my other lady friend a ride home, or both of them. So, it's me and my lady friend, the first one. We in the Geo Metro. She in the passenger seat, of course. Gotta have the seat belts. Do all that. I'm rowing the gears. Get your mind out the gutter. And getting ready to take her home. Give her a ride home. Because back then, the lady persons did not have always a vehicle. And so, we're leaving at the same time. You live down the way. I'll give you a ride. So I did. And she was a black lady. And, okay, don't worry. I ain't going to get all racist or crazy or nothing. But I mentioned race because of what happened next. All right, I got pulled over. I got pulled over by the police. And, see, I'm a white dude, and she's black. And she's like, you could tell, she's already starting to laugh. She's just kind of like going like this. She thinks it's hilarious that this white dude gets pulled over by the police. And back then, I don't know, I do not know if our town was so poor that we could not afford breathalyzers, or if they didn't even exist back then. I would say it was about 93, around there. And Geo Metro, yeah. And so I have to pull over, and then the officer comes up, and I say, "What y'all want?" Of course, I didn't say it. I ain't gonna. I'm scared. I'm scared. She's laughing. She's just laughing. And I said, what? Hi, officer. Good evening. It's like midnight. Is that evening or morning? Who freaking knows? And he goes, hey, I think you've been drinking, son. I said, we just got off work. I'm driving my lady friend home. We work at Jack in the Box, right over there. It's right over there. And I wasn't pointing. Ooh. I was just, it's right over there. Right over there. The Jack in the Box. And he goes, show me your license and stuff like I got a license to ill. But that happened in later years, and that's a different story about my license to ill. But anyways, good God, son. So he says, let me smell your breath, because I think you're drunk. So I had to go. And it smelled like cheeseburgers. Because I worked at Jack in the Box. And my lady friend, she's just like going like this. She's cracking up. She's trying not to laugh. She's like, oh, Lord. So then he goes, okay, I'm going to let you go. The dude was a punk. He was just being you got to get your hair ready for that. He was just being a punk, And we had to turn around and take off. And I rode the gears. And she said, I was taking her home. She was laughing. I said, why are you laughing? And she said, I just thought it was hilarious. She didn't explain. But she did look down and she said, I like the way you hold that thing in your hand. Well, I had to drop her off because she had a boyfriend to go to. That was usually the story. It was, I'm going to give you a ride home, but you going to a boyfriend. I think I had a girlfriend at the time. I don't know. I am not sure. It was when you are 23, you might act the fool. Okay. So that was something that happened, and I thought of it because people were talking about formative times in your life. And I was thinking about that because it was just formative.